Centroid podcast. I'm Jim Brull, managing partner of Centroid, oversees sales and marketing for the organization. And here today, I've got Jonathan Levien from BODi, and we just wanted to welcome you guys to the podcast. Jonathan, thank you for being on. Would you mind doing a quick introduction for yourself and talk about your position and role and the organization as well?
Yeah. So been with BODi for 10 years now and running their back office applications, Oracle EBS. It's been quite a ride and a journey with BODi. We're in the middle of transforming ourselves right now. And the last year in particular have been struggle, but feeling very confident about where we're going in the future. So it's been a good ride. I think a lot of our transformation and rebranding is going to pay off in the long run. And I think the story that we have, and the history we have with Oracle and OCI has been a real part of that journey. So it's been great.
Well, let's talk about your organization, to the listeners who may not know, all the details about who you guys are and what you do in the industry. I think that would shed some light, and then we can talk about the transformational approach that you guys are on.
Yeah. So BODi is a premier health and wellness industry, fitness content and nutritional brand. So we sell to a lot of different people, direct to consumer, online fitness content. And it's the product itself is, I think we consider ourselves kind of the Netflix of the industry in terms of online fitness content. And so when we combine that with nutritional and then mindfulness, and so we kind of approach a holistic health and wellness lifestyle is our model that we're pursuing.
Oh, that's excellent. So I have to ask, because I'm sure other people are wanting to know, do you follow that program? Beachbody. BODi has a lot of programs.
We have a lot of programs. Yeah. And I have in the past, I've done some test programs and they're phenomenal. Like the workouts themselves are unparalleled in the industry.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I have to be honest. I tried the P90X years ago. Mm-hmm. That was tough stuff, but it has results. They're intense. For sure.
Yeah. But we're part of our rebranding has really been around, you're right. Traditionally, our programs have been so intense and a lot of people have found themselves, quote unquote, falling off the bandwagon, if you will, from a fitness and wellness perspective. And so our rebranding is really focused on trying to balance that out and let people know that, wherever they're at in their health and wellness journey, we're there to meet with them and they can be successful with it. So you're right. I think a lot of people have done these programs in the past and they've done them and then they stop doing them. And what we want is people to be engaged with us long term. So that's part of our new strategy.
Well, it sounds like you're transforming one body at a time. Talk about the journey, to OCI and maybe what business challenges or technology you guys faced, and then, how you got started, why the decisions you made, and provide some detail around that.
So we're a traditional EBS shop and a lot of other Oracle applications as well, running our planning, our PLM systems on Oracle, our services on Oracle. So the original move, we knew we wanted to go to the cloud and have we're a cloud first strategy, but that by itself doesn't really enable you to make good decisions about how to go about that. So we looked at OCI carefully. We looked at other providers as well. What ended up being one of the bigger decision makers for us was the financials that we predicted we could get from OCI and the performance that we knew OCI could offer from an EBS perspective. Running EBS on Exadata in OCI was a very compelling argument for us.
Did you look at other clouds along the way as you looked at OCI?
We looked at AWS, and that from a licensing perspective just wasn't tenable, wasn't viable. And that was the main one. Other one that we looked at was AWS.
Oh, got it. Well, you talked about performance. You've made this journey. Sounds like you had multiple phases, in the journey. Talk about the performance. What have you seen compared to your on-premise data centers you guys were owning and operating?
Yeah, we were owning and operating our own data centers. And it was, that we had just so over provisioned ourselves in our data centers. And I think a lot of people do that just to be risk averse and try to be as, so we had zero tolerance for any sort of downtime and or problems with the availability of the database itself. So the OCI, it far outperformed our expectations, in fact. So we were fairly conservative with our original estimates of what we thought it would do for us. But we've beat those estimates by well over 30% now. So the performance is phenomenal. I think we knew we were going to be getting some performance gains, but not quite the level that we actually realized. So,
well, that's incredible. That's a good story for, OCI, for you guys in the transformation. For that journey, you chose Centroid. Maybe talk about the partnership between our two organizations.
Yeah. Centroid had been a partner with us on a few other smaller initiatives prior to this, but Centroid showed a lot of, Centroid was very compelling because organizationally and culturally, I think we fit very, very well. And then the main thing Centroid brought, I think, originally to the table was technical acumen and understanding of our position and where we really stood. So Centroid kind of embedded themselves with us, understood where we stood from our license management perspective, understood where we stood with all of our cost constraints, and then met us there and basically helped us see a way to move to OCI in a way that would be compelling for us, given the current situation in the marketplace with our business. So this wasn't it wasn't a good time for us to be making a decision to make a huge investment in this. And had Centroid not been there to partner with us in this, it's fairly certain we would not have attempted this at this stage in our life. So BODi was not prepared to make any sort of major investment, but Centroid helped us see a way to make it happen and make it cost effective. So yeah, cultural fit, organizational fit, and met us where we were. I think Centroid really did a good job being that partner for us.
Well, that is great to hear. If you don't mind, if you could summarize the project and kind of the initiatives going in, but the results on the back end, you kind of talked about coming into it, financials as well as performance, but maybe summarize the results that you saw along the way, and then at the end of the migration. I want to say the end of the journey, because it's really just the starting point now that you're in the cloud, but kind of just summarize some of those key benefits.
Yeah, we had two phases we needed to go through. We had to stick to our schedule. We could not, cost constraints wouldn't have allowed us to miss our schedule. Otherwise, we would have had to pull the plug on the whole thing. So we were very aggressive about it. And some of the keys to success, I think, were, I mentioned Centroid organizationally, I thought matched us very well. So the project management and the technical architecture and acumen that Centroid brought to bear and matching with our team members was a perfect fit. So I think that was probably the key to the overall success. So we had we wanted to bring our own team members up to and train them and upskill them in the process. And Centroid just completely bought into that and basically helped develop the skills in our team members that we needed and augmented it and ensured that we didn't bring any additional risk into the project. And so we were able to stick to the schedule and see it all the way through to completion. So in terms of the benefits of what we actually got out of it, they were almost immediate. So once we were on OCI, we just went into a full-on hyper monitoring mode, and we literally every day we're monitoring exactly what was going on in OCI, and we are able to continue to ratchet down our consumption with every business need that we have. And we have very different business needs coming in, but the real benefits and success factors that I would measure our success by now is our ability to scale up and down whenever we need it, which was critical for us for BODi right now at this stage. and monitor the actual and have eyes and be able to see exactly what's going on in OCI at all times.
Yeah, no, that's success. And, thank you for that, sharing it. What I kind of heard along the way in the journey was you guys really looked at OCI and, on the performance side, but you really kept engineering it, turning the dial down is what I heard from some of our team members, where we had an initial bill of materials, projected workload consumption and utilization. But along the journey, you found that it was performing more than optimal. So you kept loading more workloads into OCI on the same platform and configuration. And then what I heard, whether this is true or not, you started turning the dial and bringing down the utilization. So the OCPUs and things like that, trying to find a new threshold. Is that true, or is that something just kind of rumor out there?
No, it's true, but it's kind of this dirty little secret almost that I would say you're right. What ended up happening, like we had forecast and estimated what we thought we would be doing when we got into OCI. And what ended up happening was, I mentioned that Exadata and the performance that we were able to see. So that just blew our socks off. And what ended up happening is we were able to watch these things on a daily basis. You're right. We had our original estimates of what we thought we would be consuming. But we were able to go down below and just keep dialing it down and dialing it down. And I will say, even today, we continue to monitor everything that goes on. And if there's opportunity, we're taking it. So, we have continued to ratchet down our OCI consumption on a weekly basis.
Yeah, no, that's
a fact.
Yeah, no, that's incredible, because the dollars you're saving in the consumption, you're able to give back to the business either for new projects or back to the bottom line to the shareholders. So I think that is a key benefit that you guys got along the journey. What advice would you give back, to Centroid and also to Oracle along in the journey that we can benefit from and help our other customers in their cloud journey?
I think one of the key advice that I would give is to be really cross all your T's and dot all your I's when it comes to forecasting your actual predicted consumption. Because that by itself, that baseline number and having that information enables you to really make good business decisions about what you're going to do or what you're not going to do. And I think we had dialed it in so much on exactly what we wanted to accomplish and where we thought we would be, that as soon as you start to move in one direction or the other off of that baseline, you immediately can take action. And OCI is completely flexible for you to do that. So my advice is basically help customers to continue to put eyes on and see exactly what's going on. The more visibility you have to what's actually happening, the more empowered you are. And I think Oracle and Centroid both can continue to expose that information and that data to their customers and help them look at it and analyze it and make good business decisions based on it.
I like that advice, Jonathan. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here this afternoon. And first of all, thank you for the partnership between our organizations, and the trust that you had in us. And I'm glad you guys had such great results. And I always wish you the best, in the future at BODi and et cetera. So thank you
so much, Jim. It's been a pleasure.